माननीय सभासद, माननीय उपसभापति जी।
Yes.
The command at my district, I appeal to the opposition parties, let us respect the gentleman agreement, let us resume the debate. If they have certain things which are objectionable, they can oppose them also. People have sent us here to debate, discuss and decide about their welfare. This is a very important bill. It's a bill which will help the states and also the country. I appeal to them, please cooperate, take part in the debate, discuss. If you have opposition, oppose it. If you want to support it also.
Yes.
Choice is there in democracy. It is available to every political party. So I request, because the entire country is watching us, the crucial bill. Once if there are amendments, it has to go to Lok Sabha also. So tomorrow is the last day as per the schedule. If you do not transact this, then we have to extend the session also. But today, members there in the chairman's chamber, wherein your good self also was there, we have all come to a conclusion that we will discuss it today and decide. I am not saying that they should vote only for my bill, though I may appeal to them, vote in favor of the bill, but let the House debate that, discuss it and then decide. This is my earnest plea to the entire Congress party and its left friends. Please cooperate. Let us continue the traditions of this House.
Now, Honorable, I will allow you. I will allow you. I have also say something. Honorable members, democracy is of discussion and debate. Now, I am requesting the honorable members, those who are opposed to this bill, they should participate in the discussion and vote against it. That is democracy. Why do you obstruct? That is something I don't understand. Okay?
I would request to the Honorable Deputy Chairman that Mr. Anand Sharma on behalf of our party would like to say why our party is opposing this. That's my...
No, then that can only be done. Okay, then that can only be done after the Rajiv's amendment motion. Before that it cannot be done. No, I have to go by the rule. No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Because the rule is there. No, it cannot be. You see, the rule is Anand Sharmaji, I will allow you. Anand Sharma, yes. Anand Sharmaji, no, I will allow you. Okay, I will allow you. I have only to go by the rule. According to the rule, after the motion, immediately after the motion is passed, the amendment has to be moved. So I call Rajiv. I am calling Rajiv.
I just want 1 minute.
No.
1 minute.
You cannot also speak.
No, I just want to respond to the Honorable Minister for Parliamentary Affairs who is appealing that issue.
Sir, we want the debate, we want the discussion,
Okay.
we want
Sri Anand Sharma.
but there is a method.
There
Yeah.
are methods for that. You as a chair know
It's better than anybody else. That even under a democracy, any discussion, any decision
Okay.
will be taken
No, I will also
through a
call you.
certain method.
I will allow you, but after
No,
Rajiv.
only through a method.
After
What
yes.
we are objecting to is that method.
Yeah.
That is not being democratic.
Yeah, Rajiv, I will allow you. After Rajiv's motion moved, I will call Anand Sharma and call you also.
Sir, I
No
am moving the
problem.
motion under Rule 93(2). Secretary told me this is first time in the history of the Parliament they are getting a notice under Rule 93(2). Why? Because all select committees constituted by this House function on the basis of basic principles of democracy. First time in the history of the Parliament, a select committee did not consider the basic principles of democracy. So, this is the first notice under 93(2) to resend the bill to the same select committee for their further consideration. Why, sir? Sir, as per the Constitution, the state list 23, regulation of mines and mineral development subject to the provision of list 1 with respect to regulation and development under the control of the union. That is union list, sir.
Which one?
But in the state list, it is correctly stated.
Rajiv, I am not a constitutional expert. Which is the provision you are reading?
This
Whatever submission is made.
No, let him complete.
The bills.
Let him complete. He has to move and speak after that.
Sir, in the state list, Actually, this minerals regulation come under the state list, sir. This select committee report itself stated, quoted the Supreme Court judgments. I am coming to that point, sir.
Rajiv, have you moved your amendment?
I am moving. The minister
No,
is...
no, the first.
I am moving by speed.
Rajiv, let me say that.
I am moving
First
the
you
amendment.
move the amendment, then you speak.
I already moved it.
Moved it.
I already moved it. At
You
the
said you are
outset.
moving, okay.
Outside I moved
Okay,
it.
then you can argue.
Yes, I moved it.
Okay.
Sir, as per the select committee report,
I would like to bring
No,
to the
but
notice
after,
of-
moving and after his speech.
let me...
I am not talking on the merits of this thing,
Hey, please,
of the very
no, no.
procedure.
I'll come to you.
Discussion, debate, not obstructing.
No, no,
Yes.
but-
Let me complete.
I am not
Let me
obstructing.
complete.
I am happy you have agreed for the basic principle of democracy. Let us sit
We are
throughout the night and
practicing-
discuss.
We are practicing together.
I will,
We are telling
Bagayaji, I will allow you.
there's a method for discussion.
Yeah.
and there should be. You follow the method. We are saying.
Now is not the
something
method,
Now,
this is the method.
HOD ji बैठिए,
I have no problem.
HOD जी बैठिए, HOD जी बैठिए.
Sir, the motion.
You move and
I
a
already
brief speech only.
Yes, brief
Ah.
speech, sir.
Ah.
Then, as per the select committee report, page 6, they are quoting the Supreme Court judgment. The Supreme Court judgment, Orissa Mining Corporation versus Ministry of Environment and Forest, specifically stated in the report itself. The court observed that state government is owner of the mineral within its territory and mineral waste in it. Sir, another 25, para 25, last page. In Manohar Lal Sharma, Waste Principal Secretary and others, the power in relation to the mines and minerals was accorded to both the center and state. Because in state list it is there and central list it is there. Then I went through the report. This committee didn't hear any of the state government. Any of the state government. This is totally against concept of the federal structure. This is totally against the principles of our constitution, sir. Then the select committee failed to follow the basic principles of democracy, failed to follow the basic principles of our constitution, sir. That is why we demand this bill should be resent to the select committee for further consideration. This select committee is already constituted. Sir, the dissent note, some of the members correctly stated that. I am coming to that, sir. The dissent note, 3-4 members already stated that despite suggestions made by majority of members to call the secretaries and concerned officials from the governments of major mineral-bearing states, trade unions and tribal organizations for evidence and deposition on the subject and the consideration of the committee, the said suggestion have been ignored. This majority members' suggestion ignored by the committee.
Okay.
Reported, our honorable members already reported in this.
Anyhow, you are moved.
Then the select committee failed to do function as per the basic principles.
Okay.
That is why I demand, as per the rule 83(2), this bill should resend to recommit
Okay.
to the select committee for further consideration.
Okay.
See,
Yeah.
this rule 93, which my honorable colleague Sri Raju has mentioned, will come into operation after Rule 61, sir. 61, introduction and publication of bills. Bills originating in the council. This is a bill which was discussed in the other house and then referred to this house after passing by the other house, and this house in its collective wisdom has sent it to Senate committee. The Senate committee, after thorough discussion, that is your view. You are not members. So it is very unfair to cast aspirations on the Senate committee. Senate committee is a house committee. If members have, if the members of the Senate committee has any objection, they should raise it in the Senate committee. Once the committee makes its report, sir, that is final, and then the house has to discuss it, and then this is not democracy, this is not the system. This is not the system. Sir, once the report is submitted to the House will discuss it. A bill which was referred to a Senate committee cannot be referred back again to the Senate committee when the bill is originated, when the bill, go through 125. So go through 125. 125 clearly says, 125 reference to Senate committee as member may, if the bill is not already been referred, move an amendment that the bill be referred to Senate committee, and if such motion is carried, the bill shall be referred to Senate committee, and rules regarding Senate committee of the bill originating in the council shall then apply. This bill has not originated from the council. This bill has come from the other house, Lok Sabha. So this has to be kept in mind. So this amendment moved by Rajya is against the rules of the house.
Leader of the House, sir. Leader of the House.
Shri P. Rajiv has raised two questions. Venkaya ji has responded to one of them. The first relates to legislative competence of Parliament. And the legislative competence of Parliament is regulated by List 1 and List 3. So whatever matter comes under List 1 of the Constitution is center, whatever comes in List 3 is concurrent. Now I'll draw your attention to List 1 entry 54. List 1 entry 54 clearly says, regulation of mines and mineral development to the extent to which such regulation and development under the control of Union is declared by Parliament by law to be expedient in public interest. List 2 entry 23 says, which is the state list, regulation of mines and mineral development subject to the provisions of List 1 with respect to regulation and development under control of Union. Now there are two areas, sir. One is mining, one is industry. The first right of both mining and industry is with the state. So just as you have entry 23 of List 2 saying regulation of mines and mineral subject to List 1. Similarly for industry, you have an industry department in every state. Industry subject to the provisions of entry 7 and 52 of List 1. So industry also is state. But then in the central entry there are two provisions, one relating to mining and one relating to industry. The one relating to industry says, industry is the control of which by Union is declared by Parliament by law to be expedient in public interest. So अगर कोई ऐसी industry है, Parliament by law says it is expedient to have it in the center. And similarly for mining, List 1 entry 54 says, regulation of mines and mineral development to the extent to which such regulation and development under the control of Union is declared by Parliament by law to be expedient in public interest. So both mining and industry, if it is expedient in public interest and Parliament by law says that, then that won't go to the state, it will come to the center. That's the law. That is how the Industrial Development Regulation Act, IDRA, so all notified industries under IDRA come under the center. Similarly under MMRD, the notified industries, if the law says that it is expedient in public interest, will come under the center. Now this act was drafted in 1957 and I take it that people in 1957 who are in power knew every word of the Constitution because they had drafted it. In section 2 said, declaration as to expediency of Union control. It is hereby declared that it is expedient in public interest that Union should take under its control the regulation of mines and development of minerals to the extent herein provided. So in 1957, the declaration required in List 1 entry 52 was made in section 2 of the central legislation. It is that legislation which in Panditji's government was drafted as a central law, which we are now seeking to amend. The fact that we are amending that law of 1957, which is a central law, won't make it a state law. Similarly, in section 2 of IDRA, the same language is repeated. It is hereby declared in public interest that union takes control of the following scheduled industries. So this subject exclusively falls in the center, and therefore conventionally only the center has legislated to the exclusion of the states. Now the second question which Rajiv has read is that he says under Rule 93(2), it should be resubmitted to the select committee. Now there are two separate procedures. Rule 93 comes in a chapter which is legislation, and part A of that chapter is introduction and publication of bills, and thereafter it deals with, if you see the title, bills originating in the council. So any bill which is originates in the Rajya Sabha, a select committee will be appointed. Then under Rule 92, 93, the select committee will give a report. And once the select committee gives a report, the minister will move that the report be accepted, and that's a motion. There is a difference between a motion and an amendment. Under Rule 93, a motion will come, and under Rule 93(2), a member can move a motion that the bill which was referred to a select committee may be recommitted to a select committee.
That's what we're doing.
Please, that's not what you are doing. You are making a cocktail. And I'll make good that point.
That's exactly what we're doing.
So a bill which originates in the Rajya Sabha and where a select committee is appointed, a member can move once that it be resubmitted to the select committee. Now what happens to bills which don't originate in the Rajya Sabha but which originate in the Lok Sabha? Now those bills, if you turn to Rule 121, bills originating in the House means Lok Sabha, and transmitted to the council. That is where we are. So under the 121 family, which is bills originating in the other house and submitted here, the rule under question is Rule 125, reference to select committee.
No, please, let him complete. Balgobal, let him complete, let him complete.
Sir,
Let him complete.
Sir, in the 125, so the rule applicable is 125 onwards and not 93(2). 93(2) applies only when the bill was originally introduced in the Rajya Sabha. If it is introduced in the Lok Sabha and it comes to the Rajya Sabha, it's the select committee. Under this rule, the whole scheme which has been carefully drafted is that the Rajya Sabha has the right to question the wisdom of Lok Sabha once but not twice. And that you have done and exhausted that remedy. Now, if you Sir, Rule 125. Now, any member may, if the bill has already not been referred to a joint committee of the House but not otherwise, move an amendment. So, what he can move is an amendment that the bill be referred to a select committee, and if such motion is carried, the bill shall be referred to a select committee, and the rules regarding select committee originating in the House shall apply. Now, the chapter on rules originating in the select committee in the House are only those which that chapter contains exactly the same phrase, rules regarding select committees, which deal with the functioning of the select committee, which don't deal with the power of the House, which don't deal with the jurisdiction of the House to reapply. Then it shall be considered, and then bills pass without amendments. Now, if you go back to the rule which deals with the if you deal with the chapter from 61 downwards, publication, etc., etc., now there is a subtitle, Introduction, Publications, and then motions after introduction of the bills. And then it deals with, the chapter ends, rules regarding select committee end with rule 92. So those who framed the rule made up to 92 applicable and not 93 onwards. So whatever bills come up from Lok Sabha to Rajya Sabha, rules regarding bills originating in council, the subtitle ends at 92 and then it is the procedure of the select committee. So my submission is that 93(2), that is the provision which requires a twice submission to select committee, has not been made applicable to that. Bills originating in Lok Sabha and coming here refers only once under 125 that it can be referred to the select committee. That procedure has been exhausted.
Now, Sri Anand Sharma, no, I'll come to you. Yes, we are on the same subject. Yeah, I will allow you. I am coming. Same thing is going on. Rajiv? Yeah. Yeah, that's what I...
125.
yeah.
Will answer his point. No, sir, this is, my learned friend is trying to mislead.
See, let me go by the procedure.
No, procedure I'm talking of. He's
That's
given
what
an
I'm
answer.
saying.
Sir, he's given an answer to this amendment.
Sir, that's correct.
No,
he will be allowed to say it.
I'm saying there's a logical inconsistency in the answer.
No, that is what I'm saying.
No,
I will allow you.
No, where? He's given the answer.
No, that's what I'm saying. After Anand Sharma, I will call you.
No, Anand Sharma is not raising that point.
No,
He's raising
that...
something else.
See.
Sir, first dispose of this issue, sir.
Listen.
First you dispose of this issue.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Then please allow.
No.
First dispose this issue.
Listen. Please. 1 minute. 1 minute. See. Yes, Rajiv has raised a point of amendment motion and a point has been raised. We are discussing only on that. Now let me say, so Anand Sharma wanted to speak on that. If so, if not, I will call you. I thought Anand Sharma wanted to speak on this, not on this. Okay, agreed. Okay, then agreed. I will allow you. See, I cannot decide until I allow you. What are you doing? Yeah, let me verify it. I have already, I had already told that Anand Sharma will be called. If he is to speak on this subject, this motion, I am calling him. On this motion. Yes. Yes, I will call you. I am not saying I will not call. Yeah. Say you, I will allow you. After hearing all this, what are you doing? There is a procedure. See, I am going by the rule. The motion is, and according to the book also, rule book also, it is like that. See, two motions have been moved, and your motion, that is the amendment, is with me, in the house. The other is all in the house. Therefore, if Anand Sharma, he asked me earlier, if he wants to talk on this motion, I have to allow him. Then I will allow you. Then I will call Rajiv in the end. Say, Rajiv will be called in the end. Exactly, sir. I think.
Has moved an amendment. Now the leader of the house has questioned the validity of that amendment. Now please. The leader of the house has questioned the validity of that amendment.
Yeah.
I think that questioning is flawed, and I also want to raise a point. But listen.
That I said, I will allow you.
But listen, sir. Please listen. The mover of the amendment must be given the right to justify why he has moved the amendment. That is the principle of democracy. No, you are not allowing that.
No, no.
I have an
You are-
objection to the
I am
objection
sorry.
that the leader of the
You-
house has
You are
raised.
mistaken. I am sorry to say, use that word. Can you take your seat?
Taking my seat.
You see, now listen, you see, there is a motion moved by Rajiv before the House. And about that motion, Honorable Leader of the House and I think Venkayaji also made their observations. And now I want to get the benefit of others also. And then, that's what I'm saying. That's what you are also included in that. Just listen, Yechuri, you are also included in that. And after that, Mr. Yechuri, you listen. After that, I will give Rajiv an opportunity to reply. Then only I will give my ruling. That's the procedure. But why do you say it is not an issue between you and it is now the motion is before the House, not before you two people. No, I didn't ask, no.
Because he did, you are not hearing.
I didn't ask him to speak on the bill. I want his view on, see, I go by the rule. See, there is precedence for that. Yeah, Rajiv, I will allow you after listening to all. I have to listen to others, so two, three members at least. Yeah. Do you want to say something on this motion? Then you speak.
Yes, sir. So first of all, I will, before I speak, disagree with respect with the Leader of the House on his interpretation, because it's inconsistent with the rules. I think the motion that has been moved by Shri P. Rajiv is in order under the rules, because the bills originating in House, that is the Lok Sabha, and transmitted to the Council, 121 onwards, and under 125, reference to the Select Committee. But when it comes to the procedure after presentation of report for Select Joint Committee, that is not 93-2, only for the bills that originate in the House, it is for all. For all when a Select Committee is constituted, because otherwise, when the bills that originate in the House and are referred to the Select Committee, then there cannot be any amendment, there cannot be any discussion.
Okay.
I fail to accept, because if that is where you will give your ruling, I am sure.
All
sir.
right, now Sri Yechuri.
Now I have to speak on why we are.
No, that I will give you later. That I will give you later. I will allow you.
Okay, fine.
Yechuri, Sri Yechuri.
Sir, Honorable
That
Leader
I
of
will
the House, with all due respect again, has quoted our rule number 125. He is talking about making a distinction between the bills originating from this House and the bills transmitted to us from the other House. And he said as far as 93 onwards, those set of rules are confined to bills originating in this House, and that is precisely the point the Honorable Minister for Parliamentary Affairs has also stated. Now, sir, in Rule 125, I draw your attention to the last sentence. It says, if such a motion is carried, the bill shall be referred to a Select Committee. That's part of it. Then, please pay attention. Then 125 states very clearly, and the rules regarding Select Committees on bills originated in the Council shall then apply. Under 125, if any bill is sent to a Select Committee, whether originating here or originating in the other House, the rules apply. The rules that shall apply, the rules that belong to 93.2 is valid, therefore. 93.2 is therefore valid, and it cannot be objected to. This is a valid procedure under the rules governing this House.
Okay.
So, and then, if you want, I'll repeat
No, it's
that
okay.
sentence.
It's okay, it's clear.
93.2 is very, very clear
Okay.
in 125, the last sentence. Rules regarding Select Committees on bills originating in the Council shall then apply. Sir, in the wisdom of the first cabinet, the first parliament that framed these rules, in that wisdom that they framed the constitution,
Rajiv, now.
they've used all that wisdom, and I think we should adhere to that wisdom.
Rajiv now.
And you should admit this amendment and then make a ruling on that. Sir,
Rajiv.
I have high respect to Jetli ji. I think because of his heavy schedule, he could not read the rules completely. And the first part, actually the state subject and union subject. If I making an objection to the introduction of the bill, questioning the legislative competency of this house, then that answer is sufficient to address that issue. I am not questioning the legislative competency of this house. It is not allowed as per rules at the time of consideration and passing. It is applicable only at the time of introduction of a bill. I think the leader of house should know that basic principle of the legislative process of this parliament, sir. Sir, I am questioning the procedure of the select committee, that is consultation.
No, what is relevant here only say?
The JTJ raised that issue. That is why I am giving this. I am raising the issue of procedure, consultation with the state committees, because it is under the state list, it is come under the central list for public purpose. Then the select committee should hear the views of at least the mineral wealthy state governments. That should not happen. That is why I raised this issue.
Okay.
So second point, I think it is already cleared. Why this two parties there? One other basic issue, if a bill originating in this council, normally no need for a motion to send a select committee, because the chairman has sufficient power to send it a standing committee if a bill is originating in this council.
Okay, all right.
No need of a motion. That is a prerogative of the chairman to send a standing committee. Then this 125, that is applicable to all, because whenever this house accepted any motion to send a bill to a select committee,
okay,
all these motions should applicable under Rule 125.
All right.
That is the president of this
Okay.
house.
That's
Then
okay. It's
the
clear.
last sentence, my leader Sitaram Yechuri correctly stated that the last sentence is very much important, and the rule regarding select committee on bills originating in the council shall then apply to this also, which is, it is applicable to both. The 93-2, two parties there. The first part, motion that be moved after presentation of report. The mover of the bill, the minister himself, if he wants, he can move this amendment to send this bill to a select committee, again, recommit.
Okay, don't go to those details. No,
The second
need
is
of those
correctly
details.
stated that.
No
And
need
I
of
would
those-
like to, one more thing, sir.
No, let me finish.
And one more thing, sir. The last point Jetli ji raised that whether a house can send it again to a committee, another president in the other house. I would like to attention of the total of this August house, 1996. The constitution, please, let me complete. This 1996 Constitution 81st Amendment Bill in the other house, the bill originated from the Lok Sabha itself. That is sent again. The bill, I will read that the bill, as reported by the joint committee, be recommitted to the same joint committee for further consideration with instruction to report by the first day of the last week of the next session of Lok Sabha, but the president in the Constitution 81st Amendment. Then my motion is valid, even though the motion is before the house.
And then the president.
My motion is before the house. Or after moving a motion, the house can decide only by voting if whether it is accepted.
Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha?
Thank you.
You quoted Lok Sabha
This
proceedings.
is Lok Sabha proceedings.
What is the point in quoting it here?
No, president.
The
You
honorable
said president.
leader of the house stated that the parliament should not send a bill again to the same select committee.
Okay, all
That
right.
is why this is the only precedent.
Okay, okay.
I already mentioned that.
All right, now-
Never happened in this house.
Now let me come to the point of.
Thank you, sir.
Of giving a critically important ruling on a matter that goes to the
You should
root-
sympathize with me.
just one
First.
to the root of how we are going to conduct our legislative business. I am going to make one comment
Speak on this
the
point.
interpretation given by Venkaiah ji as regards the power of the chairman or of the house to recommit for consideration a particular measure to the select committee twice. The point I am trying to make, sir, is
that the first consideration by the select committee is no consideration in the eyes of law, because the fundamental scrutiny, the methodology of scrutinizing the legislation and doing its work has not in fact happened. Therefore, the argument in substance is that the first consideration by the select committee is non-est in law, and therefore a de novo consideration is required.
Yes,
That's
Tulsi.
the point you have to make.
So Advocate Tulsi, I called Mr. Tulsi. I called Ms. Tulsi, yes.
Honorable Chairman. Come here.
Mr. Tulsi,
The mic on. This mic is on.
Advocate Mr. Tulsi, yes,
Honorable-
please sit down. I called Tulsi.
Deputy Chairman, sir, I am grateful for allowing me. I want to submit only in 1 minute that Rule 92,
Yeah,
Your Honor may kindly see Rule 93, Clause 2.
yeah.
93, Clause 2. If a member in charge moves a bill as reported by Select Committee of the Council or Joint Committee of Houses, as the case may be taken into consideration, any member, now this is from where it applies, from here, any member may move as an amendment that the bill be recommitted or be recirculated for the purpose of obtaining opinion or further opinion thereon. Now this provision, 93 Clause 2, has expressly been incorporated with regard to members' bills originating in the other house, because if Your Honor kindly see, Rule 125 now, 125 last part which Mr. Yachuri has read, expressly incorporates the provision of recommitting the report of the committee back to the committee for further consideration, because it says select committee on bills originating in the council then shall apply. So that provision has become applicable. This motion is clearly in order.
Okay, now let me, that's all, over. I don't, that's all, no more, no need.
This is already 8
I am going to give the ruling.
8 o'clock and
I am
it
going
is
to give the
humanly
ruling.
impossible.
I have to give the
Can
ruling.
you defer it to tomorrow
I
morning?
have to give the ruling.
So please, very difficult.
Ruling.
We can do tomorrow morning.
I have to give the, no need. Let me give ruling. I am not allowing. I have to give the ruling now. Ruling and if necessary voting. So, ruling and if necessary voting has to happen. No, listen please, let me complete. It is already 8 as you said. I have to give a ruling, and if the ruling is validating the motion, then a voting has also to take place. So let me give the ruling. Point of order. Point of order on this.
The leader of the house,
Help me to
Sir.
take.
sir, the leader of the house has rightly raised the issue of the legislative competence of this house regarding the mineral wealth.
That is not the issue.
But this is issue, sir, he said.
No, that's
No,
okay.
The point I'm trying to make is the mineral wealth. Mineral wealth belongs to the state. Sir, mineral wealth belongs to the state. And
Please don't go to the.
No, 1 second, sir. Sir, mineral wealth belongs to the state. And therefore, the government of India, the Union of India, does not have the right to legislate without the consultation of the state government.
No, it is over. That is not relevant now.
That is an issue. Unfortunately, in both the bills,
That should be raised at the time of the introduction of the bill.
India has not consulted the state, has taken away the rights of the state government.
No, Mr. Digvijay Singh ji, please sit down. Now sit down. I am not allowing. Digvijay Singh ji, that should, you see, that point could have been raised at the time of introduction, not now. Now I want to give the ruling. No, I want to give the ruling. See, I don't need any more clarification. It's already clear to me, so I don't need any clarification. There is. Okay. All right. What are you, anything new you want to say? You can say? Any new point can you say?
Sir.
Don't repeat anything. If anything new you say.
Sir, I wish.
I know you are advocate.
Sir, allow me to speak.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I want to say with great humility that even before I speak my first sentence, you are haranguing me to stop.
Not
this is
stopping.
not fair.
If it is not
I
due
seek your
point, don't
protection,
say.
sir. No, sir, you must be democratic. I am speaking to you with great humility and with respect. But you cannot dismiss
Don't give
outright
too
even
much
before I have
respect.
spoken. Sir, you must share the opinion
No,
of the
tell
House.
me.
I want to make a point. I won't take more than 40
Okay,
seconds.
do that.
Sir, when a matter is referred to a select committee, whatever the rule under which it is so given, the rules of the select committee allow for democratic discussion. Right in the beginning of this select committee.
No, you can't refer it here.
Sir, I am raising
No.
an issue which is
Select
relevant.
committee procedure cannot be discussed here. You sit down.
Sir, 1 sec.
You see that
Sir, others have raised it.
that you would have raised there.
Please allow me.
No, that is against the rule. You cannot do that. Select committee procedure cannot
Sir,
be discussed
I am
here.
raising a fundamental
No,
point.
that is to be said there, not here.
President clearly says that Senate committee is a mini house.
Yeah.
And you cannot question the proceedings
Yeah,
of the
that's
Senate
what I
committee.
said. That's what I said.
Out of 19 members.
That's what I
Out of the 19 members, sir, 1 member was absent, 4 members have given dissent, remaining members have all agreed. How can anybody describe that report as anti-democratic? Very unfair. Very unfair.
No. Why you want to do that? Now listen. No, please. I am not allowing anybody. No. I don't want to listen anymore. If you want me to conduct the house, allow me to give the ruling. Allow me to give the ruling if you want. Sit down. I am not allowing. See, this. Yeah, but.
मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूं कि अगर सिलेक्ट कमेटी के प्रोसीजर पर चर्चा करना
Please allow me. See, listen. I am going to give the ruling. You don't want the ruling. You don't want the ruling. What is these people are doing? Yes. You want to say something? Tell me. You don't want my ruling.
हम आपकी रूलिंग सुनना चाहते हैं लेकिन आप हमें पहले ये तो बता दीजिए कि सिलेक्ट कमेटी के कामकाज पर हम कहाँ चर्चा करें यहाँ नहीं
10 minutes. Adjourn for 10 minutes.